you feel about zombie movies. I used to watch them all the time. And here's the thing with a zombie movie. Everyone immediately seems to turn against each other as soon as the zombies show up. Civilizations collapse and rules and laws, they disappear, and suddenly everyone is for themselves. The people in those movies technically might be free of the laws and rules that they used to live by, but that kind of life isn't freedom. And when you and I live in a way that prioritizes ourselves at the expense of others, we're not really free either. Now remember James? Well, he gives us some instructions in chapter 2. Verses 12 and 13 says this: "So whatever you say or whatever you do, remember that you will be judged by the law that sets you free. There will be no mercy for those who have not shown mercy to others. But if you have been merciful, God will be merciful when he judges you." I think there's 4 things we take from these verses. The law gives freedom. God's law, it's a law of love, and it gives us freedom. We're free to make the decisions that benefit us and give us what we want, if that's what we want. God's not going to stop us or love us any less. But we should be prepared for judgment. Just because God's law of love gives us freedom, we're still called to speak and act out of love for God and others. This is the thing we'll be judged on. The third thing we can take, there will be no mercy for the unmerciful. James isn't threatening us. He's reminding us that justice has a way of coming back around when we mistreat people, take advantage of others, or consistently prioritize ourselves over others. Will eventually face consequences. But, thankfully, God is merciful to the merciful. And when we're compassionate or forgiving and gracious to others, God sees that. You could say we have the freedom to treat people however we'd like. But when we live in a way that prioritizes our wants and comfort at the expense of others, we're not really living free. And that's why Jesus told us that the most important thing we can do, besides loving God, isn't just to love ourselves, but to love others like we love ourselves. It's why the book of James tells us to show mercy to others instead of judgment, because we'll never live freely as long as we're only living for ourselves. There is one thing we will someday answer for, and that's how did we love God and love others. We can make decisions that benefit ourselves, but free people make decisions that benefit others. So this week, what's one way that you're going to make a decision that benefits others instead of yourself?